Click the links for Odysee and BitChute. Avoid the Discord as it is cancer. Dear white people, don't apologize for anything. Tell the bullshies to kiss your ass. Apologizing doesn't work when dealing with sociopaths. Bolsheviks yeeted 100 million human souls. They are pure evil. You don't apologize to Lucifer. The more important issue is, what are you apologizing for? Having an in-group preference? It's normal and healthy to have an in-group preference. Just get over it. Every tribe on Earth has their need to associate with their tribe. It's natural. Don't follow the rules that somebody else wrote. Listen, we know that the cultural Marxists control Hollywood and the media, so if you want to stay there in that industry, you're going to have to be bending over for Weinstein and his deformed dick. But this message is for the rest of us. You've got these groups who exclude you and other outsiders. They're proud of their tribe. They think they are number one. Don't allow them to tell you that you may not also do as they do. At some point, the magatarded normie soccer mom is gonna wake up and then wake up again and then wake up so much that you grow a third eye and it is wide open. These people who set the rules and control the narrative hate you and they want you gone from this mortal coil. That's not hyperbole. Why continue to be enslaved by their narrative? It's okay to set limits, to control who you associate with, to set borders. Every group does it, except the brainwashed Baizu, who I guess think that they're such a valuable contribution to society that anything they do, they must allow others access to. No, Karen, it's okay to keep others out of your in-group based on whatever factor you wish, because it is standard accepted practice around the freaking world. And that seems to be a very big hurdle for the normie moderate who's like slightly left, slightly right, to overcome. And I never had that problem, maybe because of my background or being in California. Everyone growing up had their own in-group. Usually it was groups within groups. And it's only been very recently that it became acceptable to tell people of European descent that everyone else is allowed a right to exclude, but they aren't. How about kiss my ass, you hypocrite? This is a cool shot, but let me get to the Shakespeare thing. Right here. The funny thing is that this new rise of Marxism is telling everyone to get tribal, which I am fine with. The train is going downhill anyway. It has no brakes. Accelerate it to destruction. Schools and workplaces are doing this POC in-group so they can be free of the toxic POLs, people of the light. So by default, you're making the POLs see that they are an in-group, one held in opprobrium and disdain by the group that controls the narrative. You are evil. We are? Okay, let's go do some evil shit. Don't let other people tell you that you are malicious for doing what they themselves are doing. That's insane. Just stop. Like, how hard is it for the normal magatarded soccer mom and just these normal normie people in Normistan who have just been brainwashed for so freaking long? Wash it off. I don't know what it is about these people that they think they are held in such high esteem that it's almost a weird thing where they're buying into the brainwashing, because I guess it strokes their ego a little bit to think that, oh, maybe we are better than other people. How? Where? You're not. It's brainwashing, and you've been brainwashed. It's the Stockholm syndrome. You're buying into it. Don't let other people tell you that you're not allowed to do exactly what they do. Don't debate their oral tautology. They start with a conclusion and give a rambling, incoherent Bolshevik argument, but none of it is supported by evidence. It's all an appeal to emotion. You may simply refute emotion with emotion. Start with the opposite of their conclusion. I feel marginalized and oppressed. I am marginalized and oppressed. You are the oppressor because I feel it. If I feel it, it is so. Therefore, I need my own in-group to heal from your toxic oppression. People of the light unite. We have nothing to lose but our chains. If you feel it, it's valid. All feelings are true and valid. Now, the silly thing is the group didn't exclude anyone. So what exactly are they accused of? That in the past they did. Dear Baizu, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but please find your balls. Stop drinking soy. Maybe lift a weight or two. If POCs exclude POLs, then POLs may do the same. Most people don't want that. Most people just want to get along, but commies aren't human. You don't have to treat them like real people. This is a simple game theory. If you have a group that advocates exclusively for their interest, and you have a group that treats all people equally, like the sheep they are, then the group with in-group preference will begin to dominate the group without it. You can't win a game where you're playing by the rules, but the opponent doesn't. And I know this is such a freaking hurdle for people. I'm not, like, this isn't my bag, and I know it sounds like it is, like you expect somebody, I don't know, this like a mohawk and tattoos and a leather jacket. It is what it is. It's being presented to me, and I'm just looking at it honestly and giving you an honest, rational, I don't know, legal and scientific appraisal of it. It is what it is. It's, if there's a rabid hyena in the room, I'm not going to say that it's a cat. It's a rabid hyena, and you need to do something with it. Dear whites, you have no white privilege. That is propaganda made by the ADL, SPLC, ACLU to destroy you. Take a closer look at those groups and read a little bit of their constitutional law history. They're a trip to see how they've evolved over time. They're not what you think they are. The wealthiest people in America are Chinese, Indian, and Jewish. They all have very high rates of in-group preference. Read between the freaking lines here. Your privilege is that you are becoming a loathsome minority because you have been brainwashed into not advocating for your interests as a group. I never thought I would make these kinds of videos. It's just not what I was into until very recently. But I never thought it would be freaking necessary. But here we are. If this chick apologized, she apologized for nothing. So just once, I'd like to hear someone stand up and say, Dear XYZ group, I love my tribe just like you love yours. Listen and believe. I don't have to explain myself to you. Just accept it. I'm not here to educate you. You need to educate yourself. All those bullshit platitudes that they say on Twitter, just repeat them back to them, because the argument is all based on emotion. You feel this way, I feel this way, therefore you're wrong. And then they want to switch back into facts and logic. But they can't, because they don't have facts and logic on their side. And once you open the door to a line of inquisition, right? By apologizing, she said, you have power over me. You whined on Twitter like little bitches, and I responded like a bigger bitch. Never feed a fire oxygen. Don't throw water on a grease fire. Please don't do that. Cover a grease fire with a pot. Deny it oxygen. And always have a couple fire extinguishers in the kitchen that are set for grease fires, not wood fires. I actually have two, and they're all very visible in the kitchen. The only way to resolve this is to start the ball rolling in the other direction. Yes, you'll be canceled, but you're already canceled. You know, the thing with these people on the moderate right is they look to somebody a millimeter to the right of them, and they call them Nazis. Really? Really, dude? There's guys a millimeter to the right of you. Maybe just lay off that for a couple of years. What this is doing is making it visible for everyone to see. The elephant has no clothes. And yeah, that's the way I wrote it. I guess I'm dyslexic. When her group advocates for their interests, the POLs, they are destroyed. Only non-POLs may have in-group preference. Reject that racism. You don't have to play with their racism. So I don't know. This is some kind of mercenary group. The organization has also been accused of racism, according to Insider. What is that word? Oh, wasn't racism invented by this guy Leon Trotsky about 100 years ago? His real name was Leon Bernstein, but he changed his name to Trotsky for some reason, which is funny because so did what's his name? Karl Marx. His name is Moses Mordecai Levy, and he changed his name. It's weird when people change their name. It's weird. Isn't there like a mayor of New York who changed his name? It barred black and Jewish Americans from participating in 1878. Give them a fudge and break. So the first black members of the organization did not join the group until 1979 after protests for the Action Committee to improve opportunities for a word I use every day but I can't say on YouTube, probably Action Group, which has probably since been disbanded. When the cancel culture mob first began targeting Kemper, the organization issued a statement stating they're dedicated to civic progress, economic contributions, and charitable causes. Dear Commies, kiss my ass? Dear Commies, kiss my ass. Oh, you too, you can kiss my ass. Dear Commies, dear ACLU, SPLC, ADL, you advocate for your group's interests. I'm advocating for my group. Oh, no. I don't have to explain my group. My group is whatever I say it is. And you're not included. I'm doing what you're doing. It's not hypocritical because I feel it's not. It's you. Listen, these groups, these bullshies are the biggest hypocrites on earth. They're literally telling you that, can I focus? You can't do what they're doing. Says who? Oh, well, we say it because we control the media and we control Hollywood and we control the narrative. Yeah, so let's bring that to the surface. The issue is obviously on YouTube, the mainstream social media platforms. You really can't bring it to the surface. But there's Brighton, Rumble, Trovo, even DLive. You can sneak some stuff in between the lines. Odysee, Gab TV, and BitChute. So yeah, stuff like YouTube, Facebook, or the Zuckerberg Group, and Twitter are the big boys on the block. But there's other, you can kill the revolutionary, you can't kill the revolution. There's like massively parallel information going online. So just once, find somebody to say, how about you kiss my ass? And just turn the argument around on them. The argument is based on nonsense, so you can also base it on nonsense. I could go more on in this vein. However, being on YouTube, I can't. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can on Coffee. A couple of people have been very, very generous lately. But, if you want to support without actually going to Coffee, PayPal, Patreon, you can just go to Odysee and just sign up for free on Odysee, which is also a cool thing to do. All right, guys, I will see you next episode.